Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thrashers Paradise. Tonight, I am joined with Sebastian of Niagara Falls Ivy Garden. Sebastian, how are you doing tonight?
Not too bad. Do pretty good. How you doing, Colin?
I'm doing very good, thank you. And you're joining us today to talk about the Goon Tour.
Hmm.
Now, to add a little context for our viewers at home, Goon is a song Ivy Garden has released and is out there in the world for you to listen to on Spotify and other streaming services and YouTube, where they have a hilarious music video for it.
Yes, very bloody. Maybe not for the faint of heart, but it's a good time.
Brings a whole new meaning to Enforcer.
Yes, I hope so.
I just honestly, the first question I have is how fun was the music video? Because I just watched it and it's like that just had to be so much fun.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was a great time. We've done lots of shoots and like video stuff in the past, but we wanted to do something different. We didn't want to do the kind of band playing in a room thing. So we worked with some very close friends of ours who are effects artists and makeup artists, and we wanted to put something together that was appropriately bloody and just kind of revolting and as low budget as possible. So all the little tricks from the old Tom Savini books and with our wonderful effects artists, we made something really, really cool. I'm really happy with it. And it's probably, the best received video we've ever made. So that's cool too, that people were checking it out. But yeah.
I just got what arena did you guys film it at?
Oh, just the Pelham Arena.
Okay, and that is located where?
The Pelham, the town of Pelham, just a small little
Oh,
town,
oh, okay.
kind of Niagara area.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah,
not familiar with Niagara region
yeah, no, it's
too
all
too
good, dude.
well, so just
Yeah,
curious. Okay.
nothing particularly noteworthy about Pelham for you to know, really. So it's all good.
I mean, home to a music video now, so
That's true. That's true. The historic filming location of Goon. But yeah.
but back to the main context, the Goon Tour,
Hmm.
which started out April 20th in St. Catharines at the Warehouse, which, in my opinion, is one of the best venues in all of Southern Ontario for local shows.
For sure.
And you guys are going till June 2nd, which will end at Camp Cataract in
Hmm.
Niagara Falls.
Hmm.
So just and some of these tour dates are fascinating, but you're already so many shows into it. You have your next show coming up this Friday at the Doors Pub. So far you've done St. Catharines, Brantford, London, Guelph, and Barrie. What have those
Hmm.
shows been like?
They've been really good. It's just the first kind of weekend chunk where we're kind of zigzagging around in Ontario, and we're doing the whole thing in a very DIY way, just trucking along in our own van the whole way through. And Brantford was new for us, and it was a new venue in London that we hadn't played before. And Guelph was new also, and Barrie was new too. And it's been really great just poking around in all these little scenes and meeting new people, seeing new bands, and just seeing what's going on and introducing people. And every time we've met new people, they seem very receptive. They get what we're doing, and it's been really cool. It's been really rewarding for sure.
And this coming weekend, as we are recording this, you have Doors Pub in
Hmm.
Hamilton, Ontario, the Bonneville Sex Club in Toronto, and then Rot
Rodalicious and
Rotalicious,
Ajax.
thank you. And
Hmm.
yeah, in Ajax. How excited are you for those three upcoming shows and venues?
Very excited. It's really cool. George Pub is a wonderful hole in the wall. We've played many times. Bovine Sex Club is a fantastic venue in Toronto. It's really unique. It's got a lot of old punk history there. And then Rodalicious is new for us. We've never gone to Ajax, but that's the whole thing we're doing on this tour, just experimenting and looking around at new places, new scenes, and seeing what's up. So yeah, really psyched to keep going for the next one.
I think personally, what really intrigued me most were the dates from May 23rd all the way to the 27th, where you're actually going to be in New Brunswick, PEI, and Nova Scotia playing.
Oh yeah.
For you guys, like what what kind of kicked off the idea of doing shows out east in the Maritimes?
Well, we have played shows for years and years and years, not only in Ivy Gardens, but also in like previous bands. And we had always played in our little Southern Ontario bubble. We'd played in Toronto. We'd, done a weird one-off and gone to London or something. But, Hamilton and St. Catharines and the works like that. But we'd never really gone anywhere out of Toronto. And this last year, we did a weekend run where we went out to Quebec as our kind of first out of province excursion. And that was really cool. Played with a lot of really cool metal bands that are in a kind of a real niche little corner of a metal scene, but they're just genuinely doing it for years and just fantastic at that, at what they're doing. And that was really humbling to play with lots of cool metal stuff happening in Quebec. And then we did a big East Coast run with some friends of ours in a band called Days on Parade. And that was the first time for both of us that we had done something like that. That was a huge, huge ordeal. It was a huge learning experience because we're both doing it completely DIY from start to finish. So we did the whole thing, and like I was saying, we are just going out and checking out all these little scenes and seeing what was cool, seeing what bands were there, seeing what venues were good experiences and what venues were could be better, in various
Yeah.
respects. But yeah, we went all the way out east, and it's beautiful out there. It's great to bring our music to new people, and we figured out exactly what we wanted to do for the next run. And we had a record ready to go. We were road testing it kind of on that tour. We had it put together, and we had our grand plan of releasing it on 420 and just touring the hell out of it to support it. And now we're finally in the middle of that, and it's really cool to be here. But yeah.
And I noticed the one venue, and I just want confirmation about this. When you're in Sydney, Nova Scotia on May 26th, St. Patrick's Church, is it an actual church?
It is an actual church, yeah. I think it's like just a kind of a community event space in like one of the rooms of the church, maybe.
Oh,
But
okay, that
it is
makes more
it is an
sense.
old like stone brick church. It does look like a pretty beautiful space, and I am all of us in the band are very excited to just be in there, blasting amps in this big acoustic space. Very excited to be there. But yeah, with some other cool bands too. Earth Altar, which is a neat kind of metal duo way out east. We're doing a couple shows with them. Mooch, who's another kind of stoner rock metal band that's on their own tour. We're kind of interlinking with them on that show and for another one after that as well. But yeah, really excited to get out there. And that'll be a really, really interesting show. Definitely different from a lot of the other stuff we've done.
Yeah, no, I just noticed that and realized it. It's like, oh wow, it's a church.
Hmm.
But no, I don't see too many bands really going out to the Maritimes and doing not just one-offs. Like you guys are actually doing multiple different shows across all the provinces, and I really think that's awesome. And just I think the one that really stood out was Charlottetown in PEI,
Hmm.
like for you, like when it came to planning the all the out east dates, like which ones were you very keen on? We have to hit here.
Well, Charlottetown is a big one actually. Like last time we played in Charlottetown was at Baba's Lounge, which is a wonderful, wonderful venue. It's tight, it's a smaller space, but there's a great community, there's a great scene there, and there's just a ton of energy, a ton of young people in that room with a lot of energy. And everything we were giving to them, they were giving it straight back. It was one of the best shows we did in our last run, and it was in the process of booking this whole ordeal ourselves in the DIY kind of thing. Baba's was one of the first venues we reached out to, and they were the first venue to confirm because the lady who works there saw us, and they bought the shirt, and they were like, "Yeah, you guys are great. You can come back anytime." Emailed them, and they're like, "Yeah, you got the spot." And then that was the first show we had. We had the release show in St. Catharines and the show in PEI, and then we just had to fill in the gaps all the way through. But yeah, very excited to be back there.
Awesome. And I also see you are going to hit up Trois Rivières as you make your way back from out east, where you are in the final leg of the tour from May 30th to June 2nd, where you hit Trois Rivières, Kingston, Kitchener, and Niagara Falls. For you, how excited is it going to be when you go out east and then you work your way back home?
It's definitely interesting. Like the return journey is kind of a weirder phase of it because at that point, on at least on our last one, we were very locked into what we were doing, our kind of routine, of just living in the van, just trekking from place to place to place to place. And the return journey, there's a lot of like, uh, obviously because it's Eastern Canada, and the way there is packed a little more densely with shows than the way back. So on the way back, there's just a lot of driving, but it's some beautiful drives, and we're just kind of cruising through the country, and it's really nice. And yeah, Quebec is huge. We have some good friends in Quebec, some good connections with some other bands. So it's great to play there, and we want to get playing there more often, especially with all the kind of really cool metal stuff that's happening there. It's a really great scene for what we're doing. We want to be in there more. But yeah, it's really cool. The return journey is it's hard to quantify, but it's definitely kind of tests your metal, tests your endurance, and your kind of will to be out there for as long as you are.
Of course. Of course, and that's completely understandable, you know. It is quite the trip, but hopefully in the end, you you all can look at each other and say we've accomplished something that we are all truly proud of. And, you know, even if you just gain one listener from each show,
Yeah,
it's still
absolutely.
something.
Just meeting people, and then
Yeah.
you have that connection for the next time you're back there. But yeah.
Awesome. So after this little tour is done, will that be it for you guys, or do you have other stuff planned for a bit later in the year?
Well, right now nothing's committed, set in stone. But this year we were really trying to uh, get our release ready to go and make sure we were doing everything we can for our release. And it's kind of we've kind of oriented our tour around the release schedule of our record, and we're really happy with that. And this release has been the best we've ever done. Like our first record, way better than our last releases. Fantastic response, and we're very happy about that. And now we want to make sure that we're also learning from the process that we're doing this time, and we have all kinds of really ambitious ideas of what we want to do with our next record. And we want to we're going to take a little time and kind of work on that, and eventually once we got our material, then we got to road test it again. We're definitely not putting something out unless we've taken all those songs on the road and we've hammered them out that way. So we're definitely going to be back doing stuff. We might stay in a little Ontario bubble, maybe out into Quebec a little, but we're working on the next one, and we're hammering that out for sure. That's the plan.
Awesome. And we keep talking about the new album Goon, which is out now.
Hmm.
For you, like of the nine tracks, which one for you personally did you have the most fun writing and creating, and which one gave you the most difficulty?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, Well, the one I enjoy the most is our opener. It's one of two instrumental tracks, and it's was kind of just an exercise in having this kind of big instrumental showcase, a kind of statement of like what we are and what we're doing, and try to really go for something uh, just instrumentally as musicians. No verses, no choruses. We're just building on ideas and developing them, and just making something absolutely as huge as we possibly could, and not kind of constrain it to a song with verses and choruses and stuff. But I was really happy with that one when that came out. I think that was unique for what it was. It was the first time we were able to hit on something like that, and something like that is what we're trying to develop a lot more in our next record, and keep building on ideas we were doing there. But yeah, Provider, the album's closer, that was one of the harder tracks to nail down, because it was also a little bit grand. We're kind of reaching for something there, and there was a lot of pacing, talk about the dynamics and the build of the song and the arrangement in that respect. But people have been really liking Provider when we play it live. They're really loving how it hits really hard, and the kind of contrast that it has. But yeah, for sure. Great stuff. Loving the whole thing. We've been playing it live forever, and we won't be playing it live if it wasn't incredibly fun to play. So yeah.
Awesome. For you, when it comes to performing concerts and venues and just getting shows together, for you personally, which venue have you always found to have been the most consistently reliable one?
Um, which venue? That's a good question. Well, just in Hamilton, kind of a local watering hole that is very near and dear to us. We've been playing there for years, and it's kind of a real familiar spot for everyone on the scene. But the Doors Pub, the Doors Taco Pub and Metal Bar, or whatever they're going by. Love that space. It's there's nothing in there. It's an empty room. There's a PA in there, but it's just a room. And as a band, you have to really have your shit together to be tight and be effective and get what you're doing, get that across in a room with. You don't have a monitor, you can't really hear yourself if you need to. You don't have a sound check to check how things are going and make sure everything's balanced. You have to be really tight and have everything really honed in. And it's a kind of a good testing ground. It's almost a crucible for a band. If you can sound good at the Doors Pub, at just an empty room with a PA for a couple of vocal mics, if you can sound good there, then you can sound good anywhere. It's kind of a trial by fire. To be a good band at the Doors Pub, you're a good band wherever you go. But yeah, love that place. I probably have to say the Doors, and they'll book whoever. They'll book whatever they want. It's great. Love it.
Awesome. Now, for you guys, where do you expect to see yourselves in the next 2 years?
Oh man. Well, it's a good question. We've been building and building and building on what we have and always looking forward and trying to build up to be something else. But if it's not complete world domination, complete Bandcamp domination, ideally, then I don't know, just we're continuing doing what we're doing. We want to try going out west. We want to try going into the States, and a huge long-term goal would be going overseas and like playing the UK, Scotland, Ireland, going into Europe too. We definitely want to keep going to new places and keep bringing our stuff into new places and meeting new people. And we have no plan on stopping. We're just going to keep doing our thing. We're really confident in what we do live. We're a band. We play live, play together. When we record, we kind of record that way too. We want to capture a live sound. We're really confident in that, and we want to bring that to as many people as possible. And we're going to keep doing that for as long as we can, really.
Awesome. Well, Sebastian, I got one last question for you before I let you go.
Mhm.
Who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think God got Lemmy eventually. Took him a while though. Definitely took him a while.
I think you might be the first or second person to ever say God for that
Yeah.
question.
Well,
Yeah. Awesome. Sebastian, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down with me here to talk about the tour, the album, and everything else. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to talk about or say before we let you go here?
No, man, it's been great talking to you. Check out our record. Listen to it absolutely as loud as you possibly can. But yeah, that's all, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sebastian. And until next time, everyone, keep on thrashing.